Hey everybody, Tabitha here from Tabitha Explores, taking us on another RV adventure on the Oregon coast. I am absolutely loving this area. It is so beautiful. In today's video, we head to Astoria, Oregon. I think it's one of the biggest cities on the coast itself. City, town, whatever you want to call it. Before we get there, I do take you to another national park site, one last one that I kind of found randomly. It's a Lewis and Clark ranch site, so it's kind of set up like Lewis and Clark would have had a camp set up when they reached the Oregon coast. So I've got that site and a really pretty waterfall. Oh, got some birds fighting. Chasing each other. They were like 3 feet from me. Anyways, and then we head into Astoria. So we head up to the Astoria Column for views over the town and the river. It's really pretty. And then we head to the Columbia River Discovery Museum, I think it was called. Anyways, really great museum. I really enjoyed exploring in Astoria. Didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but I really did enjoy it. So I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Okay, we are headed to Lewis and Clark National Historic
Continue
Park.
on Fort Clatsop Road for half a mile.
I had no idea this was here. I still haven't gone on the National Park site to look at all the Oregon park sites to see if there's anything else close to me. But I figured we have a nice, beautiful, sunny day. It is a day to get out to the parks. So today we are exploring Fort Clatsop and the Lewis and Clark National Historic Park, which is a really beautiful little spot in the forests of Oregon here. Now I don't know if this is original or if it's been rebuilt. It looks kind of like it's rebuilt. Or at least partially rebuilt, maybe. Let's see. Oh, it smells amazing. Bedroom. More beds, tables. Wow. Very rustic, hey? A couple of bunk beds. Fireplace. Definitely would need that. And then maybe storage or a barn. Looks like this would be the kitchen where they did their cooking and all that. Alright, I think we're gonna find the river over here. Starting to see glimpses already. Oh wow, that's beautiful. This is the canoe landing. Beautiful spot. All right. Youngs River Falls. Very close. This is great. Well, it looks like we're part of the Lewis and Clark expedition here. Check out these falls. They are rushing madly, incredibly. Oh, wow. Incredible. Oh yeah, there's the mist. Oh wow, look at that. Alright, that is misty. As soon as I come around that corner, there is mist to no end. Astoria, headed up to, I think it's called the Astoria Column. I could see it from down on the bottom of this road. And I think it's going to be kind of interesting to see. And I'm hoping that there's some views from up here. We've climbed up to kind of the top of the mountain over Astoria here.
Turn right onto 15th Street, then turn right onto Coxcomb Drive.
Astoria Column. There's two rivers over here to our left or frontwards from where you are. The one kind of to the left, hidden by those trees, is the Youngs River. I just drove kind of along that river to get here from Youngs River Falls. And then over there in the distance, you can see the Lewis and Clark River. Sorry. There we go. A little bit better. The Lewis and Clark River over that way. And they, I guess, meet and converge here and head out to sea. Well, head out to the Columbia River, and then that heads out to sea. So, and that looks like the area of Astoria, very residential, up on the mountain. And you can see the bridge over there. Alright, continuing on, the Astoria Bridge that goes over to Washington State on the other side of the Columbia River. We can see one big tanker in the river here. I can see another one, but not very well. And the other day when I was up here, there was a lot of tankers. So I think around the corner here, there's a lot of them. But it's beautiful views. And starting to see the rain coming over this way now, so it's coming. So I'm sure you saw the pictures by now, but I explored the Columbia River Maritime Museum. Very interesting, really good museum here in Astoria. And it includes entrance to the Columbia, which I am going to go over and check out now. So like I said, I definitely recommend this museum. It is quite fascinating. Lots of information. I feel like I read a lot more than I normally do in a museum, so really interesting talking about shipwrecks and the Columbia River. There's a big sandbar here that is really dangerous in bad weather. So really interesting spot. Standing on the Lighthouse Columbia. It was a lighthouse ship stationed at the entrance to the Columbia River, where it meets the Pacific Ocean, and used like a lighthouse. People were stationed out here. I'm sure you saw some of the, walk through the downstairs area. The gentleman at the front was telling us that people could be stationed here for 2 weeks, but then get extended up to as much as 2 months, depending on the weather conditions. If it was too rough at sea, they couldn't get the next shift out there to take over for them, so they would be kind of stuck on board in rough weather. And I don't think I would like that kind of job. That would be pretty rough, but really neat part of the Columbia River Museum here in Astoria. Definitely a place to check out. And I don't think I mentioned this in my little wording there, but this ship did not have engines. It had sails only, so it would be towed out to sea and left there. There was no way in a major storm, if they lost their grounding, their anchor, that they would be able to do anything about it, really. But a really interesting and unique part of the Columbia River history. So a pretty interesting spot, but look at the view here. What a beautiful spot. And all these tankers, all these cargo ships are waiting for their spot in port to go and drop off or collect. It looks like collect since they're sitting so high out of the water. Their products for wherever they're headed. All right, let's do this. Let's cross the Columbia River. Not a bad view of the
Continue on US
bridge.
101 north for 4 miles.
4 miles of bridge. Wow, that's a long bridge. That's quite the entrance to a bridge. I've never really seen a bridge go kind of like this before, where you do a loop-de-loop, and that's all it is. That's you getting on the bridge to go across the river. This is a huge river. Yeah, we've got the Fraser River back in BC. Well, you see the helicopter? And, you know, it's a decent sized river, but this is like, wow. And this is the mouth of the river too, right? Like it goes right out to the ocean here, so I'm sure it's wider at this point than in other points. So, but very cool. Headed to Washington State.
In a quarter mile, turn left to stay on US 101 north.
Yeah,
Welcome to Washington.
there we are. And that's 6 minutes right there. So more than 6 minutes to get to the other side of the bridge. Wow.
At the light, turn left to stay on US 101 north. Signs for Owaco, Long Beach.
All right.
Continue on US 101 north for 11 miles.
6 minutes to cross the, more than 6 minutes to cross that bridge. Nuts. That was a long bridge.